some other time. Maybe I should spare you from the reason why I want you out of my mind. Oh, I want to go on with my life in eternal sunshine. I want to look out the sea with no memory that we're on that little paddle boat. Oh, wherever I'll be, I won't have to worry, 'cause there'll be nothing of you I'll know. Songs will be songs, I won't give them deeper meaning, and colors will be colors, unattached to any kind of feeling. Love, I'm scared of memories, it's true. So love, maybe it's better if I didn't remember you. Love, eternal sunshine of a spotless mind. Save the explanation for some other time. Maybe I should spare you from the reason why I want you out of my mind. Oh, I want to go on with my life in eternal sunshine. Love, I'm scared of memories, it's true. So love, maybe it's better if I didn't remember you. Love, eternal sunshine of a spotless mind.
Hi, I'm Juanita Romualdez, and I'm a Cebuana creative. I also work in theater, and I also work in care operations and as a communication assistant as well. I've always been a part of a creative family. My dad is an artist. He does oil painting. My mom's a drama teacher, and she would always make it a point that I was a part of her plays, even as a minor character. And she made a whole declamation piece for me when I was young, which until this day I still memorize for some reason. I was like 6 years old. And it was only later that I got into music when my brother started letting me join his gigs. He'd have gigs in like Outpost or Julia's, and I'd sing like 1 or 2 songs, and eventually he'd let me sing a set, and that's where it all started.
Gibuhat man ako tanan, malas lang gihapon way ka tapusan, natamakan, ipasagdan, gibiyaan, gibakakan, giilistan na lang.
The most memorable play I joined was actually a church play. I was very young then, maybe I was like 7 or 8, and my mom had me play the role of an autistic child. And it was really challenging, and she made sure I understood it even at such a young age, that this exists in like households and families, and there's like struggle with that. And I guess that's also why, even though that was such a long time ago, I still resonate with it. My mom is also, by the way, a SPED teacher. That's why it was easy for her to like incorporate that into her play. And even at such a young age, although the role was challenging, she really made me perform it to the best of my, ability. And I think a lot of the audience that time also remembered it. My name was Marina in that play because during that time, Marina, Claudine Barreto, was still very famous, and she was my favorite. So I was Marina in the play.
Natamakan, ipasagdan, gibiyaan, gibakakan, giilistan na lang. Husto na, humana, di na ko mo muhing ko ug makasing-kasing ko. Gikapoy na siya, natamakan, gipasagdan, gipiyaan, gipakakan, giilistan na lang. Natamakan, gipasagdan, gipiyaan, gipakakan, giilistan.
A theater artist that I look up to growing up. I have a lot of theater friends. Like, I've always looked up to Reb Atadero. He's the lead man in Ang Huling El Bimbo. He also happens to be a really good friend. And I was also his student when I was 13. He was my first teacher in Little Boy Productions along with Jill Pena. They were absolutely amazing teachers. And now I teach alongside them, which is amazing. I teach theater for teens and theater for kids. It's been a wonderful journey seeing how, as a student, I became like a teacher in the long run. And thanks to them, it was really thanks to them, like Reb and Jill and Henry, of course. He really inspired me to join all these workshops. And my mom is such an amazing performer. She was part of Evita before and Fantastics, and like just seeing all her pictures in old photo albums really inspired me.
Palabi naman taon ni bisag unsag paning kamot di mangyud mo silbi. Sakit na manggani, madagma ug mapangos. Samot nakahaog mahingog makay madughan maglahos natamakan.
I love performing so much because I have this weird fixation on death.
How I let you pollute my body with a promise of happiness, believing me in distress. When I found out that I was dying, and yet I still
Just the transience of things, like how everything is so impermanent. I have that fixation with that. So when it comes to performing, I get to live like 1,000 different lives in just one lifetime.
Now I find myself crying at each cough that reminded me of you.
And that's what makes it so amazing. I get to be somebody else, somebody that I won't really become in this lifetime, but at least on stage, I am absolutely 100% that person, and nobody can stop me from being that person.
Leaving me in distress because I just found out I was dying. And when I remember and I see people smoke nearby, my eyes water, my chest aches. Who knew one cigarette is all it takes to change your life forever?
I just love it. I love being transported into a different world, being transported into someone else's shoes. It's a whole level of experience that I think everybody should try at least once in their life.
Umana, di na ko mohigog makasing-kasing ko. Gikapoy na siya, natamakan, gipasagdan, gipiyaan, gipakakan, giilistan na lang. Gitamakan, napasagdan, gipiyaan, gipakakan, giilistan.
The skill that every actor should learn is really research. You know, you can be innately talented, but if you don't know what you're performing about, who you're performing as, it will still come off as like maybe a little bit ingenuine. So you really got to do your research, study. It's not just about being good at acting and being good at performing. It takes a lot of studying as well. So you can't just rely on your talent all the time. Like, you can do improv all the time if you're really good at that, but it really takes time to just sit down, know your character, know what it's about, know what the whole play is about. So yeah, that you really gotta give time to do your research and learn.
Hi, hello, hello, hi. Hello, hello, hi. Hi, hello, hello, hi. Hello, hello, hi.
My typical songwriting process. I have this weird way. I do like musical irony, where I like making it sound really happy. Like, oh, so people will be like, yay, it sounds so happy. And I wait, what? What did she say? It's like heartbreaking because I really want to kind of catch them off guard. So what I do is I usually try to experiment on some chords on the ukulele or the guitar, or just on GarageBand, because there's like a piano app on GarageBand. So I try to make some tunes and then like, oh, this sounds happy. Let's put some sad lyrics in there. Or like, oh, this sounds so sad, but let's make it happy. I like that whole juxtaposition of like the sound and the lyrics. And I think that's what I've always been trying to incorporate in my music.
The next time we meet, it will be the first time again. It's funny to me how I met you at the start, and I hope I'll meet you in the end.
The first one that I sang was called Eternal Sunshine. It's actually inspired by the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind by Jim Carrey.
Hi.
Sorry?
I just said hi.
Maybe I should save the explanation for some other time. Maybe I should.
It's as straightforward as it goes. Like the song, a lover is trying to forget the other lover because with the anticipation that it will hurt in the end.
In eternal sunshine, I want to look out the sea with no memory.
I better forget you now before I, dwell in the memory of you. So that's what it's all about. If in the first line's like, I'll save you from the reason why I want you out of my mind.
Spare you from the reason why I want you out of my mind.
The person doesn't know that they want to forget, but they're trying their best to forget, just to save them from the heartbreak that is to come. So you're already expecting heartbreak. So dark.
I'm scared of memories, it's true. So love, maybe it's better if I...
The next one I sang was actually Bisaya English. I've been trying to incorporate Bisaya in English. I'm actually more comfortable singing English songs, but I've always wanted to incorporate Bisaya. So I wrote a spoken word piece that eventually became the song.
Gihigugma na ko niya kung hubog siya.
It's a true story. Whoever you are watching this, don't think too much about it. It's a whole lot of heartbreak again. It's really about a guy that only shares his feelings when he's drunk. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to that, where the truth only comes out when we're all drunk and like, oops, naingon dito nako nga. Gigugmatik ka.
Usa ka gabi nakuha ni Inday ang gugma ni Dudong pinaagi sa Tagay. Ingon ana di ay para makuha ang kasing-kasing patyon ang atay.
So it's like that. So it all stems from that story. What really pushed me to write Bisaya songs was when I was part of Viva. I used to be a Viva artist, and since I was, a regional artist, it was best to promote regional music. And I really was for that. It was difficult for me because I'm not confident with the way I write Bisaya songs. But eventually, you get the hang of it, and I really do appreciate Cebuano music. Like, I love listening to all these Cebuano artists. And they also write, English songs, which I love. It's just a different feeling when you write a Bisaya song and other regions relate to it, even though they don't fully understand. There's a lot of pride that comes with that. And that's why I try to really, polish up on my Bisaya songs every now and then. The creative industry and the arts is just amazing, and I grew up in it. It ups your critical thinking. It just makes everything new. You see everything in a new lens day to day, and that's what's most important. You always have a different perspective. There's always a new perspective that an artist can offer, and nothing is like black and white in art. And that's just what really draws me to it, that you could take a story and there's like 1,000 different interpretations an artist can do with it. And that's what I really appreciate about it. Again, I have this fixation with transience, and I have one life, but as an artist, I could, spin it around 360 every day, because I'll see it in a different perspective. And that's what the creative industry really inspired me on. Like, I love it. I will forever be grateful that I'm part of the creative industry. The pandemic is really has really hit artists hard, especially those who have been doing live performances. I've been doing live performances, and this is our time to ground ourselves, to sit down and find ourselves creatively. And this is also the time where we can be absolutely unapologetic about what we create. And I've said this in a lot of interviews that I've had, and that's one thing that I really want to tell all the artists now. Be super unapologetic with anything that you create, because right now all your emotions are raw and everything is coming from here. Like, it's really coming from here, and no one can stop you right now. And when the time comes where we come out of this pandemic, that emotion that you have harnessed from being unapologetic will be so relatable that you wouldn't even know that another person in the audience or around the world would have wanted to hear that. So right now, in anything that you're doing, in your art, in your poetry, in your songs, if you're writing a play or a story, be absolutely unapologetic about it and give your heart. Just vomit everything into the page that you're looking at right now.
Love me when your trip is over. Love me without the alcohol. Love me, darling, when you're sober. Or don't love me at all. Love me, darling, when you're sober. Or not at all. Kanumnum pa ko atong gabi una na nakatagbukid kita lang duha. Nagdataog kons upat ka botelya, nagmaoy mauna maghubog na ta. Hay nako, tanang beer na hurot na to. Di nako, dodong di nako. Love me when your trip is over. Love me without the alcohol. Love me, darling, when you're sober. Or don't love me at all. Love me, darling, when you're sober. Or not at all. Duha pagkapaf, sige kagkatawa. Sige kagkatawa na buang naka. Nikalit ka og hilong, nihong sa kuan. Naglisog litok gihigog matika. Hay nako, di naman tako ganahan nimo. Di nako, dodong di nako. Love me when your trip is over. Love me without the alcohol. Love me, darling, when you're sober. Or don't love me at all. Love me, darling, when you're sober. Or not at all. Hay nako, di naman tako ganahan nimo. Di nako, pero hubog na sad ko. Love me when your trip is over. Love me without the alcohol. Love me, darling, when you're sober. Or don't love me at all. Love me, darling, when you're sober. Or not at all. Hay nako, di naman tako set, go.